you threw 17 passes against the Cardinals. I think that's the lowest in your career in a game that didn't involve an injury. It seemed a little like a home run hitter being asked to bunt, but it worked. Did you know going in that might be what it took, or how did that develop?
No, that was just flow of the game. We know we want to be balanced like we always are, but that number was never, nobody's ever talking about that number, to be honest with you. We're just trying to go out there and feel the flow of the game. I think it's a credit to our guys up front. I mean, as good as they were, moving those guys and creating rush lanes, our guys did a great job running the football. And then our defense was doing such a good job of, giving us a short field. There were so many times where we had the ball with great field position, and those don't, sometimes equate to long drives. Less plays, less opportunities to throw the football. But, I take it as a positive. I love throwing the ball, no doubt. But I love it when I hand it off and our guys are getting 10, 12 a pop too. So at this point, I'll take them any way we can get them. Did
it feel weird, though, to you?
Yeah, I don't know. The game was, obviously lopsided in the first half. And then in the second half, you get into a mode where you're just trying to kind of control the game and make sure that, you're doing all the right things to continue to win it. It didn't feel strange, but, I could tell coming out of the game that I didn't put it up in the air a bunch of times.
And then just quickly, when you handed off a lot toward the end of the 49ers game, Sean said that your toe was a factor in that decision. How were you feeling on Monday? How are you feeling now, whether it's the toe or any other bits?
I'm feeling okay. The toe was kind of happened in that game, and that was kind of a real thing. But it's, I got a bunch of treatment on it. I'm feeling a whole lot better. So I don't see anything limiting me in this game.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it.
Claudia.
Hey, Matthew, the last time you played the Buccaneers, you had over 340 passing yards with 4 touchdowns, passes, and no intersections of fumbles. How important is playing a clean game against the Bucs in these playoffs?
It's really important. As the games continue to go along, it becomes more and more important. This is a defense that does a great job both in the pocket and in the back end, getting the ball back. They've got some pass rushers that are very disruptive, do a great job of attacking the ball. Some interior guys do a good job getting their hands up. Active linebackers and DBs that are always, looking at the quarterback and doing a good job of reading and reacting. So it's always a big challenge playing these guys. They've got great personnel. They're really well coached on defense. They give you a bunch to look at as a quarterback and as an offense. Some intricate coverage type stuff and pressures as well. So it'll be a big challenge for us, especially on the road, being able to communicate in their environment versus, all the different looks we'll get.
And you have often talked about how Odell Beckham Jr. changes the dynamic. How essential will he be in this next game?
He'll be big. We need everybody. We need everybody to play as good as they possibly can. I thought he had a great night the other night. Had one called back too that was going to be a big play. But, Higbee had a nice game. Both our backs had nice games. Van had a big catch. Odell had some nice catches and a big touchdown, a nice throw. Cooper did his thing, had some big plays there late and obviously the touchdown as well. So I think that's when we're at our best, when defenses kind of have to cover everybody and have to play both the run and the pass. So, Odell's a big part of that. There's no question. The better he plays, the better our offense plays, just as everybody on our offense. We got to all continue to raise our level of play.
Thank you, Matthew.
You got it.
Stu.
Matthew, being able to get both Sony and Cam going Monday night, in what ways do those guys' skill set complement each other? And what does that kind of a 1-2 punch do for you guys as an offense?
Yeah, I think, I think we're pretty lucky in the fact that I think both those guys can really do it all. They really can. I think they can both run physical. They can both break big runs. You look at the first play when Sony hits it for 30, 35, whatever it was. Both catch the ball well out of the backfield. Do they have different styles? Absolutely. Sony's a bigger person. He's a physical player. He's a downhill runner. Cam more of a slash player, slash runner, maybe a little bit more top end speed. So both those guys could really carry the load for a full game, I think. But at the same time, being able to kind of balance and use and pick and choose them when we use them is a pretty cool thing as an offense. I know it's fun for Sean as a play caller.
Thank you.
You got it.
Kurt.
Hey, Matthew, as a guy that has so much on his plate this week in terms of physical preparation, mental preparation, film study, all the above, how do you prioritize when you have one less day?
Yeah, I think luckily this year we've played football on pretty much every day of the week. So it's nothing new for us to have to move a schedule around here or there. I think Sean does an unbelievable job of kind of laying out the week, whatever it's going to be for all of us. He sets it right in front of us and says, here's how we're going to go attack this thing. Everybody's got to be prepared when we come in on certain days to make sure we're ready to go. But for me, everything just kind of goes up a day, the off day is a whole lot shorter, and and you just go attack some film, try to get to know these guys again. Obviously played them earlier in the season. They're a little bit healthier on defense now, I think, than they were at the beginning of the season when we played them in the back end. So there's some new guys to kind of look at and study for me. But at the same time, just trying to refresh my memory on, how they played us, how they've been playing recently, personnel, all that kind of stuff. It just gets expedited a little bit.
Thank you.
You got it.
Lindsay.
Matthew, semantics here, but you said your toe's okay. And usually when we're talking about how you feel, you say good or fine. Is okay on a sliding scale there?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm good and fine all at the same time.
Okay, just had to double check.
Yep.
As a quarterback, is there something exciting? I know you're a lot of times you say you're going against the defense, but is there something exciting to have a matchup where it is Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, to be able to measure yourself in this sense against the best of the best?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing about going against a guy like Tom is just knowing his consistency and his ability to get his team in the end zone. He's done a great job throughout his career, both in New England and in Tampa, of scoring points. And so, and doing it kind of every which way is called upon him, whether they're going to run it, throw it deep, throw it underneath, whatever it is. He always has a great game plan to go out there and execute it at a high level. So as an offense, we know we need to do the same. We're going to have to, we pack a great defense. We know that. Those guys are unbelievable players and dominated the game on Monday. But at the same time, as an offense, it's a challenge. You're going to have to go out there and score points and enough to compete with a team that's led by Tom. And he's shown year in and year out how capable he is at doing that, especially this time of year. So it's a fun, exciting opportunity. It's a challenge. But again, playing the whole team. But he's definitely a big part of it.
And then is there a way to describe how you have been able to come together with Odell from the beginning when he got here to now? Like, how would you just describe the growth in your relationship?
Yeah, I think just constant communication. When I'm out there on the practice field, whether I throw him the ball or I throw it somewhere else, and I'm watching the tape or I'm talking to him about, hey, I saw this yesterday, or he's coming up to me talking to me about, hey, how do you see this route run? He's a guy that's been in the league for a long time. He's played on some good offenses and knows what good football should look like, and at the same time is trying to kind of build his role in this offense. And as we're trying to figure out some of the things that he does well and doesn't do well, all those kind of things, it's always a process. It's continuous. And, he's been a pleasure to work with so far. Just been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah.
Gary.
Hey, Matthew, for a guy that's played 13 seasons, I know this is a season of firsts on some levels. Your first opportunity to play in a divisional round game. What's your thoughts, getting that opportunity and, playing longer than you've ever been able to play in an NFL career?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. We've earned these opportunities, as a team, and I've loved being a part of this team. So I'm hoping that we continue to earn more opportunities. That's the goal at this point. Find ways to win games, no matter what it looks like. Hopefully it looks great like it did on Monday night. Sometimes, games shake out all different. You got to find ways to win them to continue to get those opportunities. It's been a lot of fun being in this locker room with this group of guys, this many talented players pushing each other every single day has really been a whole lot of fun for me. So I'm enjoying every moment of it, preparing myself to play as good as I possibly can to help us try and keep it going.
In the past, would this be, when you guys did get to the playoffs with the Lions and were eliminated in the wild card round, would you watch the divisional round games, or was it, the season's over, on to vacation and being with family?
I usually would watch. I don't know if I watched every single second of every single one, but yeah, I was paying attention for sure. I've played with enough guys and have enough friends around the league that I'm either pulling for somebody or wanting somebody else to lose, whatever it is. I've made a bunch of relationships in this business, so I'm always paying attention no matter what. Just trying to pull for the guys that I know.
Thanks very much.
You got it.
Jordan.
Hey, Matthew. As one of the things that really I think was striking about your passing performance against Arizona was the efficiency and decision making. And you've mentioned that before, taking sacks when you don't have anything downfield, or just picking your spots. And I'm wondering if, as you look back over the entire onboarding and transition into this offense, is there a psychological aspect to sort of unlearning the parts of yourself where you feel like you have to make something happen because in the past it was all on you to make something happen?
I don't know that I've done a deep dive psychologically on that, but I do understand what you mean, and it is important to understand that. This is a talented football team, and whether it be our defense or our special teams or our guys, running the rock, whatever it is, I'm surrounded by a bunch of great players. I feel, lucky to be there. I just got to go play within myself, within this offense as well as I possibly can. I tried to do that on Monday night. I felt like the ball was going to the right place. I got to continue to try and push myself to be that way. Is there a time and a place to take a shot down the field of Van Jefferson? Absolutely. Got to make sure that I continue to try to, hold myself as accountable as I possibly can to make sure that those decisions are right all the time. I'm not perfect, but, I'm trying to do that as best I can. And that's something that takes some conscious thought for sure.
And then a little bit of a pivot, asking on behalf of our reporter in Denver, what's it been like for you working with Kevin O'Connell this year?
It's been great. Kevin was briefly a backup of mine back in Detroit, so I've known him for a while. He's a really talented coach, more talented coach than he was player. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he would tell you that. No, I'm just kidding. But he's a great guy. He's really smart. His ability to stay cool on game day. He's the guy that I'm talking to probably the majority of the time on game day, both throughout the week on the practice field, all of it. So he's a great communicator. He's done an unbelievable job helping me, get into this offense. And I wouldn't be here right now playing, in the divisional round of the playoffs if it wasn't for a guy like that that's spent a bunch of time with me and helped me out.
Thanks, Matthew.
You got it.
All right, we'll wrap with Steve and then Beecham.
Hey, man, they got two quick ones here. But first off, your O-line. I mean, what about the way they have to play to go against Vita and Sue, those two big guys in the interior, to make sure that those outside guys really don't get cranked up?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you look across the front, all four of those guys are really talented players, and some of the guys that they bring as rotational players behind those guys can cause problems as well. So it's a really talented front. Vita does an unbelievable job pushing the pocket. He dominates in the run game. Sue is as savvy and as strong as he's ever been when I see him on tape, both in the pass game and the run game, being able to, kind of just sniff out plays and be aggressive and make those chance plays. And then when they're pushing the pocket and the guys, on the edge, feel the edge get a little bit shorter, that's when they really come to life. So it's always a big challenge every single week in this league. I feel like you go in there into a game and you go, man, this D-line, right? Like all the teams left right now, all have, great players up there. And that's a key component to playing good defense. So these guys are no different. They're a big challenge for us, in really all aspects, both run and pass.
And Todd Bowles, I mean, the old saying, he starts blitzing when he gets off the bus. I mean, what do you guys have to prepare for, knowing he could try to come at you from different angles throughout the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think they probably, I don't know the exact stats, but they probably pressured us more than any team, that's played against us this year. And all varieties, right? They're bringing corners, they're bringing safeties, they're bringing backers, they're bringing simulated, they're bringing all sorts of stuff. So just got to do a great job as a quarterback trying to, decipher what's coming, either get it picked up or get the ball out of your hand, try to make sure we're running into favorable looks. It's a lot on my plate. It's a lot on the plate of our entire offense. But at the same time, we're excited about the opportunity. Sometimes you play aggressive coordinators. You try to be aggressive right back to them and see what happens.
Great. Appreciate you, Matt.
Got it.
Hey, Matt. Related to the blitzing, you've been fortunate to have basically 3 left tackles for the last decade, and they've all been really good. Riley, Taylor, and now Whit. given that we don't know yet what Witt's status is going to be and whether he's going to be limited at all or even be able to play, how important is it for you to have a trust in your left tackle watching your back like that? And obviously you trust Joe, given the way that he played on Monday, but what does that do to your mental process, knowing that you've got a guy there you can always rely on at left tackle?
Yeah, what Witt's been able to do, not only this year, but throughout his career, speaks for itself. It's pretty unbelievable. And then to be able to play at the level he's been playing at his age is remarkable. I think he's done an unbelievable job, helping Joe along. Both he and Rob do a great job of communicating with Joe and really all of our offensive linemen, just about, pass game and the run game, having a plan, go out there and execute that plan. Whether Witt's able to go or not, I'm not sure. We won't know until probably later in the week. But if it is Joe, then man, I got a bunch of trust in Joe. He's coming and play. He played great the other night. He's played good in some other games. He's been in there as an extra tackle for us sometimes. So he's got a lot of experience. I trust him, as much as anybody just to go out there and play. He's as steady of a guy as you can be around. Know the environment will be just right for him and just go out there and play.
That also answered my second question, so thanks.
You got it.